Hi and welcome to Wolves World. This is the match review of the fantastic 2-1 win for Wolves at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday night. Obviously, before discussing the game, it's only the right thing to do to say that my thoughts, and I think the whole footballing world's thoughts right now, with Raul Jimenez after that sickening clash with David Luiz in the early exchanges of the game. No malice intended from David Luiz, very unlucky situation, and I hope that the fans recognise that and don't go to Twitter or anything else to give David Luiz abuse. Complete accident, but the main thing is Jimenez sounds like he's responding to things, he's improving, and we can only hope that he will be fully fit at some time in the future, and not in a football sense, just in a sense of life. Football is a mere part of what we're experiencing at the moment, and everything is going to get, everyone's thoughts are going to Jimenez making a full recovery. So, the football side of things, I am absolutely delighted with that performance, result, and everything else within it. Of course, there's some negatives, I might touch on them later on, but overall, to come away from the Emirates after that horrendous start to the game, to get back in, get the minds focused, and come away with a 2-1 win, which I think was genuinely deserved, and I don't think many Arsenal fans could argue with that either. We were the better team, certainly for 70 minutes. The last 10 minutes, you'd have to expect we were going to sit and soak up pressure, and we did that as well without really creating a chance for Arsenal in that time. So, fantastic result, and moving forwards, I'd like to go through some of the reasons why that was achieved. First of all, the tactics. 4 at the back. This is something, a change that Wolves fans didn't see coming a week ago and probably didn't expect to follow through this week when Cody returned. However, I am absolutely delighted it did. In my preview, I suggested a lineup with 4 at the back that wasn't even as attacking as Nuno went for. I went for 3 midfielders in the centre, and he went for just 2 with Dendoncker and Moutinho, who I thought had great games. The reason for me the 4 works so well is Wolves have their best players in higher areas of the pitch. You've got Podence and Neto, who are absolutely superb again from start to finish. You've got Traore, who I think came in and out of the game, however, definitely created great opportunities with the key pass in the second goal, and obviously the cross for Dendoncker in the first goal, so fair play to him. Still think there's more can be done with the formation, but overall, I think the 4 at the back works a treat. A lot of people had questions about whether Cody could play in a back 4, and I think he's answered them superbly tonight. Cody was probably the pick of the defenders. He didn't lose any of his organisation and leadership. He didn't lose his raking balls across the pitch, although I thought it was interesting, Patricio got a lot more touches than he would normally because they didn't have that third deeper player in Cody. There was Bolly, Cody, and then the keeper. And while that nearly cost us at one point with Aubameyang sneaking in, aside of that, I think that worked fine. Patricio's kicking's no problem really. It's not his best attribute, but it's not an issue, unlike when he first arrived, I think it was. And I'd like to see that moving forward still, that formation with a back 2 of Bolly and Cody. I thought Kilman was unlucky to miss out, however, the other 2 justified it. Bolly was, for me, the weaker of the defenders out of all 4 of them, although I think that was to be expected, mainly because when he came forwards out of the defence to try and win the ball early and didn't, although he did it very well a number of times, when he came forward and didn't win it, there wasn't that immediate covering behind him, and that was the time that Arsenal, I thought, looked the most dangerous, when he'd come to gamble on winning a ball, didn't win it, and there was space in behind him. Cody covered admirably, Semedo's pace made up for it a few times, and then a couple of other times Arsenal just didn't do a lot with it. But overall, if that bit of organisation can be sorted out, I think this will send us in a much more positive direction moving forwards, and will only become more solid. Again, 1 goal at the Emirates, you can't really complain about that, having conceded at least 1 numerous times this season against often less threatening teams. And the main thing about the formation for me is, yes, Nuno maybe didn't see the control in last week and this week's performance that he likes in a game, but it was just so much better to watch. There was so many more chances created, and good chances as well, unlike in the 5, they're often sort of half chances or very far between the chances, lots of time. This time it was quite constant, chance, a lot of them good as well. Wolves will not lose or draw more games with a back 4 from the 2 performances I've seen against a high-flying Southampton and a reasonably dangerous Arsenal team, although they're not at their best at the moment. Wolves yes, we'll concede more goals, I'm sure, in this formation, but we will certainly score more. And that, for me, has to be where Wolves are looking to play. The defence is fine, and we're leaving good quality attacking players on the bench to play a 5, so why not play the 4 moving forwards and keep them there? I have been a fan of the 5 over time, but I think now is the right opportunity to go with the 4. We've got some tough games coming up where maybe Liverpool next week, I wouldn't mind seeing the 5 come back in, but overall, definitely worth taking the 4 forwards, and well done to Nuno for being brave enough to sort of listen to fans, maybe listen to players, and I think that we're all enjoying this more, and I can't see how the results will be much different with the 4 at the back. Moving on to player ratings, a few players I'd like to pick out from this list really. First of all, obviously mentioned the fact that Marçal was being my choice for the left back, and I thought he had a very good, solid game. I think he still can offer more going forwards, and he's still adapting to the team, but I think he is the right choice, especially if it's a back 4 as we move forwards. I also think Semedo looked pretty comfortable as a fullback rather than a wing-back. His pace isn't quite as blistering as I thought it was. I know Saka is fast, and a few other players down that side gave him a bit of bother, but maybe to think of him as a pure speedster would be incorrect. I think he's a better footballer than that, and I think he's sharpened up defensively from his error against Southampton, and we didn't see that this week. Moutinho, again, I thought was excellent. Dendoncker was really box-to-box, a true definition of box-to-box player, and he really made the midfield very solid. Obviously, the 3 players in front of them were all excellent today. I am a bit of a critic of Traore, however, please look out for I'm going to do a player analysis video through this week about Traore, because I think he does split opinion. I think he does have his critics, and rightly so, and I also think he's got potential to be world-class. So please keep your eyes out for that this week. That will hopefully go into more detail, not just in today's review. Neto and Podence both scored really good goals, summing up the busyness, the desire to get in the box and score goals, and I think they are definitely 2 of our main players moving forwards, especially as to what sadly happened to Jimenez in the game. Final one for me I'd like to comment on is Fabio Silva. No one would have expected him to get 80 minutes anytime soon, and the fact he was brought off means nothing. I think he ran himself into the ground, and that was the right sub at the right time. But from what I saw of him today, I thought his hold-up play was good. I thought he was making smart and intelligent runs in and around the box. That one when I think Gabriel blocked it out after he just got in front of him. He had a shot into the sort of side netting area, a bit deflected, and he was close with a couple of sort of headers and chances like that. And that kind of movement is all he needs, and over time he'll become aware of it. He'll play against slower and not as good defenders as he did this week, and I think he should, for me, get some minutes now moving forward, and I'm very excited to see it. Moving forward for the season, I think that is a fantastic result at the right time. To say that we've gained 4 points out of the last 2 matches, I think is more than we would have predicted after the Leicester game. And we've got a very tough match at Liverpool at the weekend. I do think we'll play 5, and I'm not disappointed if we do. I don't think this 4 will be gone forever if he reverts back to the 5. I think it'll be possibly horses for courses. If Liverpool's team looks anything like it does this week, or did this week, then I would say the 4 could also be part of it. However, them going forward, they're going to create and take far more chances than both Arsenal and Southampton did against us. League table wise, it's fantastic to be where we are. The points and the positions don't mean a lot now, but I'd far rather be there than if Arsenal had beat us looking at where they are. It's certainly a lot nicer to see the teams shortlist above us than the shortlist below us. Overall, great result. Fantastic performance, yes to the 4 at the back, and thoughts and prayers are with Jimenez. That's all from me this week. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Check out my website, www.wolvesworld.org. There are some articles on there. I'll try and post one every week. I really look forward to having some comments underneath if you'd like to. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.